We are currently seated on 370 acres as the whole farm, and could be the biggest in East Africa. For a person who has 5 acres on land, actually for rabbits you don't even need an acre. You know, rabbits gives birth at 30 days and it gives birth to 6 to 12. This is an animal that can get pregnant when it is pregnant. When we were starting, we had a contract with the Spinneys in UAE, which required to have 500 kilograms per week, 1 day slaughter. We've been working with FAO, that is UN, to scale up the youth, also with National Youth Council. That's the same project where you saw us with the president and yes. We are promoting youth in that aspect. There are 2 types of people. There is a farmer and there is a farm owner. 95% of farm owners have failed in farming because they don't.
Where do you think what you have been able to achieve comes from in your past?
I grew up with my mother in Nakulabye Market. Actually, those days they were not allowing them to come with the babies in the market, and she used to hide me in the matooke inside there. I think what has pushed me to this is
Thank you for coming on the show, Hajji. I'm very excited to have you here. For those who do not know you, please introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
I'm Mukasa Muhawiyah by names. Most people call me Hajji because I've been to the whole place. Okay. I'm the CEO of Kapeeka livestock farm and also Kalf Rabbitry. We started Kalf Rabbitry to spearhead commercial rabbit farming in the region. And according to my knowledge, we could be the biggest in East Africa. And we are located in Kapeeka, 15 kilometers from the town, the industrial park. There is Kapeeka Industrial Park. So it is 15 kilometers from the industrial park. And we are currently seated on 370 acres as the whole farm. We are not doing only rabbits, but we have commercialized dragon fruit. You know, in farming, crops and animals, they move concurrently. Each one supports the other. When you look at the droppings you get from the rabbits, now they are supporting that in the fruit and the plant section. Even the plants, the grass and what, now they are supporting the rabbits. So they move together. So the farm has a number of things, but commercially we've specialized in 2. In crops, that is the dragon fruit, and animals we've commercialized and specialized in rabbits.
In rabbits.
Yes.
I have to say, Hajji, thank you for the introduction. You come very highly recommended. Many people have requested for you to come on the show. At first, I did not know you, to be honest. But when I saw the number of requests, inboxes, even guests who have been here specifically said, you have to talk to this man before, you know, get a time and put him in the slot.
Yeah, and actually when I was going through the videos, I've seen most of my friends, the people we are working with. See, it's a very small industry.
Yes.
We almost all know each other.
Yes.
Yeah, like I've been in so many expos. I show Shamira here on the show.
Yes.
He's not in agriculture, but we are friends because we're on so many platforms together.
Yes. Let me get to the question which is really on top of my mind. Of all animals, of all agriculture things you could do, why rabbits specifically?
People have asked this question many times, but allow me to bring it from maybe you can say first principles. So someone can understand it in a broader way. I'm a person who has done many things, and after that, I want to concentrate on innovations. When times are changing, taste and preferences of clients change. And when they change, now they need a new thing. They need to see something new. So now means all entrepreneurs and people who are doing business, you must think of ways how you innovate your business to catch up with the new tastes. So that is the drive for what I'm doing. Secondly, I also looked at value because market buys value. It's valuable meat in terms of one, nutrition. It has the least cholesterol and it is the best white meat in the whole white meat. In terms of cholesterol levels, it is nutritious meat, it is tasty meat, and currently it is still organic. So you're getting an organic product, a taste product, a nutritious product, and the best white meat. Why wouldn't you
want to
consume
at least to try it out? So compared to chicken, fish, these whites,
Yes.
it is still better.
It is the best white meat. Then, thirdly, because we said the first one is an innovation, second one, it's value, and thirdly, the easy way to do it. It can be easily done because it is not rocket science, not something new. We grow up rearing rabbits. Someone who is 30, from 25, 30, who almost 90% reared rabbits at home as kids. So it is something that has been with us, and it's not something new, and it's something that at least anyone can do. Then the other thing is, it is one of the, in animals, it has the quick multiplication rate. You know, a rabbit gives birth at 30 days. Its gestation period is 30 days.
Wow.
And it gives birth to 6 to 12.
Wow.
Between 6 and 12.
Wow.
And within 3 months, it is ready meat for consumption.
Wow.
Are you getting the point? Yes.
Okay.
So the quick multiplication.
This is why they have the saying, Azaranga
Mukaza azaranga kamyu.
Ah.
Yes.
When she has many kids.
Okay.
This
is an animal that can get pregnant when it is pregnant. Then I think lastly, when you look at, because if you look at the values you stand for, is also stand for employment creation. We looked at it in the angle of employment creation in 2, 3 categories of people, maybe 4. When you look at the youth from school, 1, most of them don't have a lot of land, so they can practice agriculture. 2, they don't have a lot of capital, because you are from school, you don't have a lot of money. 3, you'll see that most of the people in our generation, they want to work smart.
Yes.
So they want something that is clean, something that will not consume all their time, because actually the fact that they don't have time. We're dealing with a generation that doesn't have time, that needs quick returns, that doesn't have a lot of capital to invest, and that they don't have a lot of land. So if you look at rabbits, they don't require a lot of space. Even at your backyard, you can do it. They are very quiet, clean, and smart animals. You know, you won't hear noise. The neighbors will not call you. The things that are making for us noise and what. They're very quiet animals. And when you look at also the element of market, we are providing a contract farming. So those people that we are working with in terms of outgrowers, we're working with them on contract. So we're buying rabbits from them so that we can access the bigger market. And lastly, it's not something that's going to consume a lot of time. You go in the morning, look after them, you go and do your other things. It's not something that's going to consume you the whole day. And now this is to someone who's coming out of school.
Yes.
Then we have people that are working, but salary is not enough. You want a side hustle, something that you can do in your free time, what you call free time. We understand these people, most of them are working from 8, maybe to 5, 6. So this is something that one, you can look after in the morning before you even go to work, leave it the whole day, then come back after work and take care of it. This is something that still doesn't require a lot of money, because you don't need something that you're going to put a lot of money to it. Also, this is something that doesn't require a lot of space. People don't have that much land. So it can also be an option for someone who's looking for a side hustle besides their jobs. And also, we are looking at people who are looking for retirement. You know, some people are not retiring because it's not that they want what they are doing, but they are looking for options. They're out of options. They have no choice yet to go. And you see that these people are looking for something that maybe they can do at home. They don't want to stretch a lot. Something they can do at home. something that doesn't consume also a lot of time, because now they need time to visit friends, to go to function and what, and something they can, they are sure of the market, and something they're not going to maybe do from away from their homes. Most of them are built, and at least they have some backyard on them. So it's something I can also do from home. Yes.
Tell me, you do trainings. I saw online that you do trainings and teach people who want to join this process, right? What is your feedback based on the teachings that you have done? What are people saying?
Like Professor Everest Rogers said, when you look at the theory of innovation,
Yes.
how an innovation diffuses into the society, not everyone is going to take it from the word go. There are 2.5% the innovators who start up an innovation. Then there are 13.5% the early adopters, those who adopt the innovation in its initial stage. There's the 34%, the early majorities, then 34% the late majorities, then 16% the laggards who never even change. So for any innovation that is coming up, the first challenge is resistance, because it is not something that is people are used to. People are used to rabbits as pets, as something that kids are playing around with it. There are not so many people that are focused on it as a business, commercially doing it as a business. So you can see the rate of resistance that we had initially. And that was the spark for the trainings, so that we can spread out information, people can understand, people can know. Even there's some negativity, so that at least we can also fight that negativity. So for us, we focus on rabbits that are really purposely for meat. So for meat production. So we are in the meat production.
So the people, after they have gone through the training, do you find that they shift and now start growing, or is the resistance still there?
Initially, when the trainings were free, the people that came for the trainings, actually they never started, because the reason why we started the trainings is to see that at least we grow how to grow a base, so that people can embrace the business and enlarge, so that they can start doing it. And then when we started charging a fee, people who are coming for trainings, then we started to attract people who had the muscles and the interest to really start the business. Yes. So it's from those trainings that we've got around now 15 outgrowers that we have started with. Yes.
And they're able to support you. How much do you charge?
Of course, they're already supporting us.
How much do you charge for your training?
We are charging now 100.
Okay. And it is still ongoing. You schedule and people come?
Yes. So you come, that includes breakfast and also lunch. That's why I even have to test the rabbit meat.
To know what you're getting into.
Yes.
Okay, I like that. Let me take you back. Now, there is this person, I'm glad you mentioned about the corporate people, right? There's a corporate person, they are 35 to 45. They are thinking about leaving this corporate world and starting something, okay? They have maybe 5 acres of land. Give me a plan that this person can follow to get rabbits on that plot.
Now, for a person who has 5 acres on land, actually for rabbits, we don't even need an acre. We need, if the farm is active and there are other entities, maybe the housing and the what, what we are looking at is a housing of 70 by 14 feet. That is enough for 60 rabbits.
For how many?
For 60 rabbits.
60.
That is 60 breeders. And 60 breeders, if each, because that is 50 male and, 10 male and 50 females. And if each is giving birth to 6 after 2 months, so that is the total capacity of
that house,
which is 960. So you have 960 in 70 by 14 feet housing. And that is enough for someone who is starting, we call it the business class law. To someone who is starting in that way, that is enough at least to sustain you and sustain the farm. So that is, on this, maybe you can say, a quarter an acre. Yes. And then you can use the other land maybe to grow pastures, also to support the rabbits, because the most expensive thing is the housing and also feeding, any running costs. So you can now plant the forages and the grass to be feeding the rabbits. So it should take maybe half an acre to grow the grass, those commercial grasses that you can be feeding rabbits. Then you can use the other remaining part on other things you can do.
But based on the reproduction rate of the rabbits, it is clear that they are going to outgrow this house quickly.
They will not, because you have to be selling out. Okay, because now the maximum capacity will be, after 6 months, will be 960. But at that point, of course, you're selling about 150 every month, after 2 months. So they're producing, but you're also selling. They're producing, but you're also selling. So you can maintain the housing. Yes.
How do the costs look like for that same person?
The cost for that housing, we take it, say, because we don't construct the full house. We construct like 4 lines of bricks. Then we put the net so that we can have aeration within the structure. Then the cages, because we have rabbits in cages. So the cages might cost you around, because the total estimation will be around 40 millions. So the cages might cost you around 19 to 20, around there. Then the breeding, the breeders, the initial stock might cost you around 7.2. The housing maybe might cost you around 10 millions, because just a structure down. Then you put the net and the roof on top. Yes. It might cost you around also 10 million. So you might say roughly the fixed cost of investment might be around 40.
Around 40.
Yes.
Which I think is within the range.
That is now to the class you've talked about.
Yes.
Yes. Those who are now to go into commercially. We have been working with FAO, that is UN, to scale up the youth. Also, we've been working with National Youth Council. We'll talk about it later. And we are working on a project. It's called Project 12. Yes, where someone can take 12 rabbits. That is 2 males and 8 female. Yes, that is for the economic class lower, for groups, people who are in groups. We are doing that with Curad. It's an incubation center that is working hand in hand with Grow Uganda, so that they can help the youth. So that project can at least give a youth after 2 months 500. And that's the same project where you saw us with the president and
yes.
We are promoting youth in that aspect.
Yes.
So the lowest person can do it. Even it has levels.
Yes.
So
and I think if someone has more than 40, they have more money. They can do bigger houses. But to your point of the acres that you have, tell me about this Grow. Before I even go back to the other part, tell me about this Grow, the partnerships, this particular interaction that you had with the president. How was that?
Now we have a partnership with the National Youth Council. From these trainings, we bring youth every month to the farm. We have farm camps. This is aimed at introducing youth to agriculture. So when you have these farm camps, they come to the farm, we talk about agriculture. So we move them around the farm. They organize youth from different districts, at least five from each district. Then they bring them to the farm. We stay with them for a full day. And what happens next is now we look at those who are interested, because the first thing is to expose them. We want to expose them because some come for fun, because group influence and what. Not all of them are serious.
Yes.
But what National Council does after that, they go back and do the assessment. When they do the assessment, then they see those that are interested. So those that are interested, we capture that interest, because we want people to come in agriculture with interest, not being forced. Because when they are forced, they won't do the right thing. So we want people to come with interest. but we have to nurture that interest still at the same time by exposing them to agriculture. This is doable, you can do this, you can do so. Once they're exposed, then their interest now will start to grow. I saw mangoes, I think I can do them. I saw this, I think I can do it. I saw this, I think I can do it. Now we capture that interest. So once now we capture that, we work with organizations that can support, grow those interests. Now we work with GROW, we work with Curad, it's an incubation center by the government. And also we're working with FAO, that is FAO of the United Nations, the Agricultural Organization of the United Nations. And current, because they have programs called YIA, in partnership with also Ministry of Agriculture. It's Youth Interesting Youth in Agriculture.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so it is a partnership between FAO and MAIF. It started by the two going out to select out youth in different districts that are doing some unique and invested heavily in agriculture. So we were around 8 of us that merged out to be the best out of the entire nation. And our farms were made as lead farms for FAO and MAIF. So where the youth come, get interested, get exposed, and then we see how we can nurture their interest to another level so that they can get involved into agriculture. Because you're seeing all the youth are much interested into the Cheyo, Kusubura, China, this business town. And if this continues, we might find ourselves having everyone with money, but there's no food in the shelves.
True.
Because youth are not being interested and instead being nurtured so that they can go in farming. And people who are doing farming, our fathers and what, they are aging and they are dying very soon.
True.
Yes. So if we don't nurture the next generation to agriculture, we might get to a point where everyone has money, but there's no food in the shelf to buy.
True.
Or having it very expensive, or imagine a situation where Uganda has to import food now. That's where we're going if we don't nurture these interests. So we're working with those organizations to see that at least we nurture youth to get interested into agriculture. Even if you're not going to hold the whole, but how can you bring your expertise to support agriculture? Recently, I came across a youth who is in graphical designing. And I was convincing him to come into agriculture. Then he told me, but how can I stand in the sun holding a hoe? You see that picture, we talk about agriculture, the picture that people get. I said, no, you don't need necessarily to come into agriculture. But with what you are doing, how can you support agriculture with what you are doing? You are in graphical designing. Can't you design for farmers good brochures, to expose their farms? Like you guys are now doing these shows, you would call these high-ranking business people and what, but you are calling farmers to come to the show, to bring farming into the studios, talk to people about farming in the studios. So you're also contributing to agriculture, because many people are going to watch this show. So the more they watch this show, they say, even this person is in agriculture, this one is in agriculture. It starts with the thought. So people will start thinking about, this person has been brought to the show and is in agriculture. Maybe I can also start thinking about it, because all things, the world have been created twice. First in the mind, then nextly it appears. So we have to create the first impression in people's thoughts and minds so that now it can be actualized physically. So everyone, irrespective of what they are doing, what we are calling on people is, how do you bring your expertise to support agriculture? Not necessarily coming to the ground, taking a hoe and digging. Yes, that's not the only support that we need now. But what we need now, work with your comfort, but supporting agriculture. Because at the end of the day, this is where we all feed from.
So you raise a good point, actually. And when you mentioned, I was thinking back to the shows that we have. The very first show that we had on this channel was agriculture. The gentleman was an MP, he's a chicken farmer, has a chicken farm, very, very interesting show, did very, very well, still does very, very well. And we have had several agriculture shows. So to your point, yes, we don't have to actually have a hoe in hand or be on a tractor, but we can expose what you're doing, what other people are doing, and inspire others to achieve this. I like this. I like this. Would you say that those partnerships with FAO, with Curate, with the government, would this be your, I'm sure you know Maslow's law, is this your self-actualization moment? Do you feel, like they say, ntu sekati? Is this where you see yourself, or is there something else that hasn't yet even?
Yeah, this is a way to that.
Big dreams.
Yes, of course, self-actualization is the tip.
Yes, 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 yes.
And it is very broad.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. But we will all aim to that. Because if you look from down as you're going, self-esteem and what, until you get there, we are all on the way to that. Okay? I recently gave a story to a group of youth that called me to motivate them, to talk to them. I have other business that I'm doing. Agriculture is where I want to
settle.
Yes, yes. I was on a trip to Germany, and it was organized by Barclays Bank. I see there's a business club. Before, it's ABSA now. Before it was Barclays. So they used to organize trips for business club members. So I happened to be in that because the other business I'm doing, can deposit a lot of money on the account, and then the bank, of course, if you're the owner of the account, the money is yours. So that's how we got into the business club, and they organized the trip to to Germany and also those neighboring countries there where we were supposed to meet now business people in those countries. So of course it was business. We were traveling in business class, we were traveling in Emirates and what. So we were in the group, but because I'm a resident in Dubai, so I had a stopover in Dubai. I wanted to stop was to finish some things that I continued on the next flight, not on the flight that the group was.
Yes, yes, yes.
It was the same booking, but I told them to have a stopover in Dubai, so I'll catch up on the next flight. So what happened? The other group left. I joined them later. So when I got to the airport, and this is like 5 years ago. So if I look like this now, so take a picture of 5 years ago, how I was. So I go to the airport. I was on an invitation. You don't end the video. A bank invitation. It was I was traveling in business class. And how I was. So the immigration officer looked at me, looked at the documents, and I think something didn't match. So they put me aside. And because I've been working at the airport, I've worked in the UAE, Dubai airports for about 5 years. I was working at the airport. So when that happened, so of course I knew going to interrogations and what. So went inside, they called the people who invited us and what. They asked me very funny questions. You know, immigration. So, but what I realized was me as Muhawiyah, I might have the money, but because one of the questions was coming from Uganda, even coming from Uganda was an issue. You're getting the point. So what I saw is I might have money as me to support me and my family and want. But what am I leaving behind? What can I do for the community? How can I uplift also my fellow youth? And what can I do also for my country? They are feeling at the point of self-actualization as you're going there. I'm not yet there, but I'm aspiring to get there. So that's why I think of something that it's not benefiting me alone, but it's benefiting a bigger a bigger crowd that has also multiply effect, because now there's so much we are getting from this, from the trainings, from the family that we are doing. So it has like a bigger multiply effect that the individual business could do as an individual. So that's why I decided to go into farming, and also sharing my knowledge that I've got through, and also my experience with also others, so that at least they can also benefit and get something out of it. So these are now the partnership we're having with all these development organizations, because they're also on the same agenda to develop and to make sure at least everyone has something in their pockets.
I like this. You raise a good point. One thing I've learned being on this show is you really cannot judge people based on what you see. You really can't. People have stories that are shocking, and when you actually look at them, you wouldn't imagine that they could do it. Very many stories. If you ask anyone who works in the bank, they will tell you the same thing. The person who looks rich might actually not be rich. And the person who does not look like they have money at all, they are seated on billions, you know. It is sad. It's a sad reality. I think it is. It has something to do with human nature also. We really judge the book by the cover.
Of course.
Most
of the time.
Yes, most of the time. But it is something I think we have to internally fight. And for an immigration person, it is. But I understand. That's fine. How did you resolve? How are you resolving this nowadays, or do you just not care?
I don't care, because what you think of me, that is you, not me.
True.
Yes, it is not what I am. So,
true. Yeah. I agree. Let's go back to the issue of this person, the corporate person. They started their house on the quarter acre. The goats. The rabbits have grown. They are ready to sell the 150. What are they going to do to get the market, the price? What is there?
For the market bit of it, what we're doing with as I told you, we're doing contract farming.
Are you the only buyer? Can't they go to a supermarket? Can't they skin these things themselves and go to a supermarket?
You see, I want to bring it to you so that you can understand it. When you look at market looks at three things, which is quality, quantity, and sustainability. Okay? You can manage the quality as an individual, but when it comes to volumes, when it comes to sustainability, you might not manage it as an individual. And we have lost most of the markets because of these three aspects. Even I was told, government was told to supply goats to Saudi Arabia, but quantity and sustainability failed them. You can imagine, to that level. So if you're an individual, it's going to be very hard for you to meet the market requirements. It's going to be very hard for you to get better markets. But if we work together, I'm sure we can get better markets, because if we're working together, at least we can have traceability of the quality, because we're working together, and the system and the group. We can have guarantee of volumes, because if you have 100, he has 100, he has 100, he has 100, we have 600. And if you supply 100 today, tomorrow you might not have, but the next person will now have. The next person will now have, next person will now have. By the time we finish the round, you have also regenerated. So the point of volumes, quantity, we have to work together. It is very hard to sustain if we are not in a group. And then sustainability, of course. The nature of our customers is the stomach. We are supplying to the stomach, which consumes almost on an
infinite. Yes.
It's on a daily basis. So you can see that if you don't have sustainability, the market, if you go to anywhere you call a market, say Nakaseke, there's something that you want from there. You go today, it is not there. The other day it is there. The other day it is not there. So you take those people not being serious, and that's what kills our markets most of the time, because of the consistency. So if there's no consistency, it's very hard for you to keep the market. and it's very hard for you to supply consistently as an individual unless you have invested hugely of a lot of volumes. Yes. So
the single farmer, I'm sorry for cutting you short. This single farmer, the person, is it right for them? Should they be concerned about you, the off-taker, because you're the primary off-taker now, you're the biggest? What if something were to happen to you? It looks as though their business is hedged primarily on you.
If I can take you 10 years ago, the way.
As the sun rises across Uganda, a new dawn in luxury living awakens. Solana Lifestyle and Residences is Uganda's newest, most prestigious and award-winning lifestyle destination, an address for those who dream differently. At Solana, you're close enough to the hustle of the city, but far enough to come home to a sanctuary of smart living. Join a community of like-minded individuals where everything is taken care of and safety and security come standard, where each community has a clubhouse, play area, pool, and other incredible features. Let an oasis of calm greet you at the end of each day with manicured gardens, pathways, parks, bicycle tracks, and so much more. Whether you're upscaling or settling down, buying a first home or investing,
Solana has it all. Uganda is now open to the world.
Chicken being supplied today is not the way it was supplied 10 years ago or 5 years ago. The way people have embraced it, gone into it, it was a starting point where chicken started. And I think it didn't start as it is now.
Of course.
Right? So there's always a starting point of everything. And I'm sure it always starts with a few individuals, not everyone. So I might be the only one now, but the market is growing. I'm also calling on other people to come who are interested in it. They can also come and start to buy. But as of now, it is something that is growing, something that is starting. It's an innovation that is starting. Even if you look at all things that have market now, they didn't start with the market. Yeah. So if you are coming into it, it is an innovation that is coming up, and it is something that is growing, to my understanding. Yes.
Of course. Do you also face the same challenge when you're trying, currently right now, the challenge of quantity, volume, sustainability with these foreign markets?
Yeah, these are some of the challenges that I've faced. Let me bring it maybe in a way that everyone can understand. When we were starting, of course, we started with the market in mind. And the market we had is the export market. Of course, that gives the good price. We had the contract with the Spinneys in UAE and also other supermarkets, which required to have 500 kilograms per week, 1 day slaughter. So with that came and see how can we get to these volumes. So we started working backwards, but of course, getting these volumes now required us to get our growers on board, so that at least we can be able to get these volumes and sustain them. But you know, when you get people on board, getting to something that they don't know, there's a learning process, there's a learning stage. So they start with learning the business and how to do it. And in this learning stage, we had now the chivalo go down, because you expect someone to start delivering maybe 100 in the first 4 or 5 months. But because of the uncertainties, they don't know how to do. They're just learning to do it. They cannot supply those volumes as estimated initially. Then what happened next is we cannot export because the volumes are low. And now we have to look for an alternative to offset the small volume that has come. So that's when we went into constructing the collection center, whereby we could now collect those small volumes, now hold them until to the capacity that we are looking at for export. So that we can have maybe like 7,000, even if you're looking at maybe 100 or 200, if you have 7,000, at least the 7,000 can run us for the next 3-4 months as the new are coming in. So that was the first stage to harness that challenge. Then next, we started now going into local market because we needed to offset what we have as we're preparing to export. So we went into local markets, we went into partnerships. I think you have seen we have done 2 launches with 2 restaurants. One was Brisk in Kororo, other one is Mambo, has one in UK Mall on that way that goes to Gava, and there is another one in Pakankade Mall. So we did those partnerships to say that at least we enter the local market and start offsetting the small production that we're having. And we are adding on more partnerships. So as the production grows, also we are growing the market. So still having now a shop for meat. We are now supplying raw meat. You can consume raw meat at our office in Nakulabye, our meat shop in Nakulabye. We've also partnered with Solene Foods and Meat Store. You can also get rabbit meat there. There's also an organic market that happens in Zambia. Yes. So these are all initiatives that we are doing to offset the small production that we're having at the moment in the local market. Also, creating local markets helps you when you start export, because not all the meat will meet the export standards.
Of course.
Yes, but it meets the local standards. It meets the local standard, but maybe sometimes it doesn't meet the export standards. Sometimes because of the meat to bone ratio and so many other things. See, when you get into export, there are a lot of standards involved. Yes. So creating a local market also helps us now to offset the small production. And also creating this local market, even creating market for other farmers that are not in our outgrower system, so that they can sell the meat anyway. Yeah.
So, okay, I understand that. A very good explanation. The going price for the rabbit from my farm as a small production, quarter acre, what would that be when it is coming to you out of the gate?
Yeah. For the farm gate, it is 15,000 per kg. Yes.
And the rabbit is typically how big? The mature one, ready for sale?
The mature one will be before 3 to 4 kgs. So when you slaughter, at least you can get out maybe 2.5, 1.8. Yes.
And the 15K per kg, this is a live weight.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because the carcass we do it at the farm by slaughtering and what is done at the farm.
Yes. So I would have to call you to come to my farm?
When we have a contract, we'll come to the farm and pick the rabbits. Yes.
So I need to feed them heavily before you come, so to increase their weight a bit.
Not feeding them heavily. It is normally, but because now the meat is done by 3 things. One is the genetics, or Rurio. 2 is the feeding and the management. You see, let me give an example of the obvious one: the cows. You might have a Frisian which can give you 30 liters of milk per day. But if you don't feed it well, if you don't feed it what it's supposed to feed on to give you that much, it might not. because of the feeding. If you have our local cows, which will give you 5 liters a day, even if you feed it what you feed on a Frisian, it doesn't have the capacity now to go beyond that. So genetics, feeding and management is very important.
True.
Yes.
True, I agree.
Yes.
Okay, let me take you back to the farmer who is starting out on this quarter acre. I'm really interested in this part. What kind of challenges can they expect to see, and maybe how can they overcome them?
The first step is to learn from those that have done it. Because most of the things that you're going to face, they are the things that we have also faced in the past. Yes. Because one, it is mostly information. Okay? There's a lot of information out there. Now you must be very careful who you're taking information from, and how you digest that information and how you make use of it. That is one. Secondly, it is also the challenge in rearing rabbits. The challenge of diseases. If the animal is well fed, it can even fight diseases itself. Right? But if diseases persist, of course, we need to go medications and what. But we are advocating not to use so much of these chemicals and the medication. So the natural way of resisting and protecting the animal from not getting sick might be better than treating them. So why do animals get sick? One is if they're not well fed. They're not fed on what they're supposed to eat. They lack some nutrients or what and what. That's how they get diseases in most cases. Secondly is hygiene. If we're keeping animals not hygienically clean, of course it's going to create diseases. There are diseases that rabbits get from not hygienically cleaning the place, like the mange, a little bit of obuloro, the ear canker. Most of these diseases are from not maintaining good hygiene. We're keeping your animals from. Then there are some diseases that affect chicken, but they can cross over also to rabbits. So if you are maybe doing chicken close to where rabbits are, they can easily get coccidiosis and other diseases affecting rabbits. And maybe the other challenge is also getting the right medicine to treat the right disease. Because you find that not many shops are bringing commercial medicine for rabbits because the industry is still small. Also, the other challenge is also finding out vets who know these small ruminant animals. Most of them are in cows, goats, and what. So getting vets who know exactly what exactly to do the correct diagnosis. Maybe the other challenge might be also market, as you have said. Yes. Since it is a growing industry, we might find also some challenge with markets, but when we're working together, at least we can solve the challenge as a group. Yes, when we're doing it together. Apart from that, there's nothing much, but what I can promise you is you're entering a business of challenge when you're entering business, so be very ready to have the muscles to fight the challenges as they come, because what I've said might be maybe very few from what you're going to face. But if you're entering in a business,
you have to be aware, open-minded.
You must be very open-minded and having that muscle to solve challenges because they are going to come.
What do you have to say about competition in this field?
You see, first of all, as business people welcome competition because it improves business and it makes us better. Also to people who are consuming, it gives them an alternative in their consumption lists. But now, when you're looking at competition, I don't know in which aspect you're looking at it, but in rabbits itself,
Yes.
if it is competition within rabbits, we might not have that much, but maybe the competition we are looking at is in other meats. Yes, you're looking at the many options that people have.
True.
Yes.
As in, okay, I see what you're saying. So when someone goes to a supermarket, they have chicken, beef,
they have
whatever, and then rabbits.
And then rabbits.
Why rabbits?
Why would they choose rabbits? And also the other thing is, if you have tested rabbits, it tastes better than chicken, but they have the same taste.
Really?
The taste is the same. But this one tastes better than chicken. But if even some people eat it and say, yes, we have eaten very tasty chicken. Then if eaten rabbits, no way, this was chicken. So if even arguing about that. So it has the same taste as chicken. So someone will say, since it has the same taste, then I will take chicken. But what we're looking now, the health benefits in the two meats. Okay. So I think with more information and more marketing, we're adding also an option to the menu that people have in different white meats that they have to consume. So we are looking at other meats in terms of maybe competition, as you put it, it is competing with also other meats.
On the shelf.
Yes, on the shelf, yes. And the competition now comes in because people now haven't embraced the nutritional benefit in the rabbits, because you cannot compare it with other meats in terms of nutrition, but an ordinary point of view. This one tastes like chicken, this one tastes like this. But in the nutrition point of view, you cannot compare it with any. But now, when you're talking, if you put them on the shelves, who sells more? This one might sell more because of the price and maybe what people know. This is what in there know. They haven't yet know the rabbits at the much scale as they know other
chicken
meats.
and others. Yes. Would you say, in terms of price, how does it compare to other meats?
Actually, what we're doing now is we want to bring it to the price of other meats. Yes, so that at least someone doesn't feel that big difference when they're buying it, because at the moment the cost of production is still high. That's why the price is still high. But we want to bring down the cost of production lower, so that at least we can also lower the price, so that it can easily be accessible and affordable to almost everyone. So we want to bring it at least to the price of chicken when we bring down the cost of production. Yes. So to the local market. But if you go to the market that now understand the value, because it also depends on people, the impression they have on the value of the meat.
True.
So when you go to those markets, of course, the price is far much different from other meats. But because we want to enter the local market and we want people to consume it, so we want to bring down at least the cost of production. Because if you look at the market requirements in terms of quality, that's what brings also the cost of production to be high, because you have to maintain this quality. Now, when you get to a market where now the qualities in the market are lower, of course, now we have to play around with the cost of production so that you can bring it low to produce something that now fits this market. Yes.
You don't have to put as much.
Yes, you don't put as much as which is required at that high level markets. Yes.
What would you say is your, maybe the people's understanding? You know, education, I'm listening to some businessman on a show, and he was saying that education is really the most expensive thing if the product itself is not intuitive. You know, when Apple was introducing the phone, Steve Jobs would just touch, and he didn't need to say a lot, because when someone plays with it, they can get it, you know, just by playing with it. Unlike other feature phones where you have to press and look for menus and all that, they can see it. With the meat, someone can see, okay, it is meat, it is edible, there is no question there. But the education in transforming them from what we knew, you know, me personally, when I think of rabbits, I think of the pets, like you mentioned. That's what I was exposed to first, you know? Not something that I'm going to consider instead of chicken, instead of beef, or anything else, right? So this education in transforming the person's mind to making it acceptable. What are you seeing there? I know there is Grow, there is Curate, there is FAO, there are all these government programs. You're bringing the youth, you're bringing this. They come in and say, yes, maybe they were not serious, maybe they saw, but I personally feel that the hump to overcome the education part, to expose these people, can be a challenge.
Actually, it is really a big challenge that we are undertaking. But at one point I told someone, I'm sorry to use this example,
That's fine.
Maybe for the audience, is, you see, when it comes to pork, we Muslims don't consume. There are some also, I think, Christians also, but I'm not so sure. And there are also people who don't consume it because of the health issues and what. So with all these aspects, do you think pork farmers would benefit from it?
They still raise the pork. They still raise the pigs.
And with
Confidently, by the way.
with all these,
Yes.
do you know any road that gets out of Kampala without a pork joint?
True. They're there. Yes.
Now, when it comes now to rabbit meat, despite being, people have got it in the form of pets, but I don't think there's any religious affiliation to it. In terms of it is prohibited here, prohibited there. I don't think, in my understanding, because I think Muslims, we have more prohibition than other religions, I think. So in my religion, it is allowed. It is halal to be consumed.
It is okay.
Yeah, it is okay. And I think also in other, I don't know, I'm not so certain about other religions, but in Islam it is halal. Even there was also questions about it. I even called some sheikhs to come and give more light on it. Yes. So if rabbit is halal, 1. 2, its nutrition benefit has no question. 3, it is tester meat. 4, it is still organic. 5, it is the best white meat. So it is now a question of putting this information out to people to understand it. It is now maybe.
As the sun rises across Uganda, a new dawn in luxury living awakens. Solana Lifestyle and Residences is Uganda's newest, most prestigious and award-winning lifestyle destination, an address for those who dream differently. At Solana, you're close enough to the hustle of the city, but far enough to come home to a sanctuary of smart living. Join a community of like-minded individuals where everything is taken care of and safety and security comes standard, where each community has a clubhouse, play area, pool, and other incredible features. Let an oasis of calm greet you at the end of each day with manicured gardens, pathways, parks, bicycle tracks, and so much more. Whether you're upscaling or settling down, buying a first home or investing,
Solana has it all. Uganda is now open to the world.
question of ignorance that people don't know about these benefits of the meat. But it is what we are trying to put out. But of course, putting out information and the mind is still resistant on it. But it's not something that we are in a rush of. It is something that I know that will take time, given how the society receives information according to the diffusion of innovation to the society. So it is an innovation which is still at the early stage of it. It is getting into the people with the acceptance of some that have received it and they have talked about it. We believe it is something that will take off. Maybe it has not yet as of now, but I'm sure in the next coming years, it should be an option also in our menus.
These local buyers whom you're selling to, what kind of repeat business do you see from them?
Like the restaurants?
Yes.
No, of course, we are having weekly orders. Yes. So it means it is picking up.
And it is growing.
Yes, and we are also new restaurants coming up, new inquiries are coming up. Yes.
Okay, I think that's a good indication.
It's a good indication that it is growing.
Yes.
That's what I'm telling to people. If you're coming to this, it's an innovation that is growing. Yes.
It's very good. Okay,
and I'm sure the more people that we get, the more it will continue to grow. Yeah.
You have said that it is organic meat for now. You've said this twice, maybe 3 times already. Are you planning to introduce GMOs or something?
Because even chicken was organic back then. But now, you know what is happening. Yes. So as something gets market attention, of course, people will look for a faster way to grow it.
True. Expand commercialization.
Yes. So as they're looking for a faster way to grow it, of course, the faster way is the GMOs.
So you're not putting it out of the equation. It is for people to keep in mind, or for you to keep in mind?
For people to keep in mind, but also to know that it is now organic. But I cannot talk about tomorrow. I don't know what tomorrow will be.
Okay, I agree. I will let that slide. When it comes to this whole process of doing the rabbits, everything you've done from beginning up till now, what would you say has been your proudest moment so far?
Proudest as in?
When you sat back in your chair, or you woke up in the morning, or you saw your wife or your child or whatever, and they said something, or a guest or a client or whatever, and it humbled you, and you realized that I'm on the right path. This pose tells me that there are many, which I like. So take your time, select whichever you want.
Actually, I have several moments. I don't know which one to start with, but one is when the FAO representative, Colorado, came to the farm, and the main reason why he came to the farm is because of the rabbit farming, because I think in the UN chapter they are looking at rabbits as something they want to do for refugees. Yes, so they are looking at that because they showed me a paper, a study for the rabbits. If someone has 2 rabbits, because theirs is on food security, someone has 2 rabbits, this person can consume 56 kilograms of meat from those 2 rabbits in a year, because they're looking at meat consumption in terms of malnutrition and want and food security. So the breakdown they had, like someone can get 56 kilograms of meat from 2 rabbits in a year consumed if they are consuming rabbits. So they're having this program.
When they're growing and reproducing,
reproducing
as they eat.
Yes, as they eat. So by the end of 1 year, this family would have hit the target of 56 kilograms that I think UN is projecting for every family, something like that. So a rabbit was hitting that point. So I was that was a very good moment, and also the moment when I was called to my kids' school to install for them a rabbit cage. In the schools they wanted so, and I'm my kid embraced it, and they liked them, and also the school liked it.
So the school, I'm sorry, that speaks to me directly. So that's nice. So the school is going to be providing rabbit meat for the students.
Yes.
And they want to do their own, like outgrower.
Yes, they're doing their own. Yes.
That's nice.
And then from that, another moment when I was selected as the climate smart agriculture for green schools, the ambassador, we are two, me and Chapati, the runner.
Yes.
Who were selected by FAO as the climate smart, the ambassador for climate smart agriculture in green schools, because most of the schools are doing these backyard gardens, and they're using rabbits to provide them with manure and also with meat. And since they're using very small spaces, so they're introducing it all green schools. So that was also a very good moment, and also the moment when I won the best farmers competition of New Vision, and it was also due to rabbits. That was also a very good moment. We even went to Netherlands. Wow. I've been to Netherlands, to the Dutch. Wow. Through that initiative, I was one of the best farmers of 2023.
Wow.
And it was that. Then the moment when I met the president in Soroti on a youth day, because of the project we're having for rabbits, supporting the youth in this eradicating poverty. And so we are two youth that we are selected to present to the president on that day. I think it was on 12th of August. I think we shared some pictures. It was also a good moment. I met the president because of rabbits.
Yes.
And when I met the Prime Minister, Honorable Nabaja, because of rabbits. Also when I met Honorable Nakaseke, the third Deputy Prime Minister, she even came to the farm. And they're also starting up a project to eradicate poverty in that is it west, in Iganga, Jinja, that side of. So also when Honorable Bright Ramirama also visited the farm, also because of rabbits. So there are very many moments in I think in the span of 5 years that we have been in the industry.
This is incredible.
Yes.
Congratulations. I'm really very proud. I'm very happy for you and proud for this achievement.
Yes.
It is unique indeed. I can see, I understand clearly from the time you started speaking, like I told you, very many requests to have you here. So I can see very clearly why that is the case. So congratulations on that. Very good success. Where do you think what you have been able to achieve comes from in your past? What should someone understand about your past to know how you've been able to do this?
It is a long story, but I'm trying to see how I can squeeze it in a few minutes. I grew up with my mother in Nakulabye Market. Actually, my mom and dad separated when I was 2 years. Then my mother started working in Nakulabye Market. Initially, it was on the road. Then they pushed it behind. So, and even now, when you go to Nakulabye Market and ask them, "Mwana wa Katali," from Nakulabye. Yeah, my mom used to Actually, those days they were not allowing them to come with the babies in the market, and she used to hide me in the matooke inside there. So I grew up with my mom, and she struggled to bring us. We are three, to bring us, and I think what has pushed me to this is the grace of God first. Then I started working when I was 14 years. I used to go to school. I was studying from, actually in my senior six. Sorry, in my senior one in Kakungulu High School. That's where I started now working to at least add on. My mom was giving me some money, but it was not enough to help me go through school. So I started working at school during prep times. I would go then. I used to go out. There was a lady who was cooking food close to the school. She was called Mama Nakas. So I used to go there, get food, and these girls in the boarding section, they don't eat posho. So I could go prepare, bring for them food. So I was selling literally food in the preps, especially to the girls in the boarding section. So that's why I got managed to top about my school fees and also be able to finish school. And also at home where I was living in Wakiso, there I had Mdaraja chapati, those stalls. Yeah. So until senior 6, there the books were a bit tough. So now I couldn't manage until the time I finished my senior 6. And then I got a chance to go to the UAE as a cleaner at the airport. I started working with Dubai airports in 2010. I went in 20. I finished my senior 6 in 2009. Then 2010, my mom didn't have money now to continue me to the university. Then I went to UAE. Started working at Dubai airports as may I help you. You see, I think I'll share with you some pictures where I have, you see, playing with t-shirts, having may I help you.
Yes.
So working at the airport by that time, I think Dubai was the 4th busiest airport, but they had a challenge with the English speaking because it's an Arab speaking country. So people were missing flights and what, and they came up with that initiative to bring people who can speak English, at least to support the passengers. So we are working in the concourse just to direct people, boarding gates, your boarding time, even you can, so the central schooling, those people tell you, move your belt, remove your laptops, what, put in the bag. So that's what I was doing for almost 5 years. Then that's when I started the recruitment, because the people who Ugandans that were coming to the UAE, they were coming on tourist visa and looking for jobs. So I could move with them just to support them, because I was working 4 days at the airport and 4 days off. So in my 4 days off, so I was helping those people who had come to look for employment. So that's when I landed on a person called Mr. Khalid Nawaz. Then we started KHM in UAE, just to support people who are looking for employment. Yes. Then it is from there. Then I came back to Uganda. I think it was in 2015. Then started up KHM in Uganda. Then we started KHM in Kenya, and now we are externalized. That's how we started externalizing labor. Then it is from that I now went into agriculture.
Why did you go into agriculture?
Going into agriculture, it is the story that I started with.
in the market.
The humiliation I got in with that immigration officer to start that. But also, before that, we have an association of Ugandans in UAE. It's called AUU, Association of Ugandans in UAE. So that association, we normally, actually even up to now, we organize expos. Even I think for this year, it is there in November something. It is always in UAE, where we now connect farmers to the UAE market. So when farmers from Uganda come to the UAE, then we connect them to the market, because there's a huge market for agricultural produce in UAE. So what happened, the people that we used to attract then were brokers. You see, most of these expos are attended by brokers, not real farmers. So when brokers attend these expos, they were promising what they don't actually know on ground. So we had complaints, one from the brokers, the Ugandans, that the Arabs are not paying. So we had also complaints from the Arabs that these people are not fulfilling their requirements. Someone, you see, like pineapple. Ugandan pineapple in the UAE market is around 10,000 Ugandan shillings. Now, when someone hears about 10,000, it's a lot of money, of course, for a pineapple that we are buying almost at 1,000, yes, something like that. And they're buying from the farmers almost at 500. So, if the market price in UAE is at 10,000, this person tells them, I'll give you this pineapple at 5,000, knowing that he can easily get it at way cheaper than that. But now, getting to the quality, the quantity and the sustainability, which I talked about initially.
Yes.
Now it beats them. You send a container, by the time it reaches UAE, almost half of it is rotten. It is rotten. So the man is able to get out maybe like a quarter that he can sell to the required standards of UAE at that much. And the rest, you cannot sell it at that price, so it is damaged. So the initial price they agreed, of course, he cannot meet that price because the quality is not what he requested for. So when I looked at that gap, given that all other issues, then I decided this is something to go into, so that we can, one, bridge this gap. Secondly, also it has a huge multiplier effect
Yes.
to the community and to myself. It's not something
if you do it
for
well.
me,
Yes.
as an individual, something that can at least expand to many other people and benefit them. Yes.
I like that. What about your team size in terms of staffing?
Yeah, you see, at the farm we have different departments. So the whole team size at the farm, we have about 35 that are permanent. And when there is need, like this season when you are planting the grass, the hay, we normally call for temporary ones. So temporary, they could be around 20, 30, but those are paid on an hourly basis. But the permanent ones, they're about 35.
So even this person who is in the office can start, like you were saying, you don't have to have the hoe. They can be in the section where they just grow the hay for the rabbits,
of course,
on their plot.
Actually, there are people who are commercially growing hay, not only for rabbits, but for cows and goats and what. There are people who are commercially growing hay. Their job is just growing hay for farmers. They're not farmers, they're not trying any animal, but they're growing hay, bale them and sell out.
What lessons have you learned in this whole process that you can share?
You see, first of all, learning will never stop. Every day we keep on learning, learning will never stop. But one, agriculture is a low margin sustainable business. So people who come to agriculture with the mindset of this deal money, I connect to the president, give me 200 million. I connect you to this, give me those huge sums of money. You might not.
the sun rises across Uganda, a new dawn in luxury living awakens. Solana Lifestyle in Residences is Uganda's newest, most prestigious and award-winning lifestyle destination, an address for those who dream differently. At Solana, you're close enough to the hustle of the city, but far enough to come home to a sanctuary of smart living. Join a community of like-minded individuals where everything is taken care of and safety and security come standard, where each community has a clubhouse, play area, pool, and other incredible features. Let an oasis of calm greet you at the end of each day with manicured gardens, pathways, parks, bicycle tracks, and so much more. Whether you're upscaling or settling down, buying a first home or investing,
Solana has it all. Uganda is now open to the world.
See them physically in agriculture, and the other thing I've realized is agriculture might not give you the currency in terms of the paper or papula, that money, but it will give you the value what the currency will bring to you, because you use money to go and buy food. But if you have a farm, it can give you the food, not the currency. Some people think there is no money in agriculture because maybe people in agriculture don't hold sometimes those huge sums of money, especially when you're doing it on a subsistence, in a subsistence way. If you're doing it commercially, big time, of course, even the money will. But most of you can see almost 90% of people who are in agriculture, they're in subsistence farming, not the commercial one. So in the subsistence way of farming, you might not see those huge currencies in terms of paper. But agriculture can provide you what that currency can give you. Secondly, this is something that nothing has happened in the world that has stopped it. Teri kyali kiyimiriza bulimi, teri kiriwo kati kibuyimiriza, teri kyetusuubira kujja mu maaso kigenda buyimiriza. Apart from maybe Kiyama, when God wants to close the whole world, maybe we'll go to another thing. We have seen COVID, we have seen whatever has happened. Secondly, this is something that has demand naturally. You don't see an advert to get angry.
It just says when you come here, we have the food. Yes, no. No.
Are you getting the point?
Yes.
So it is something that has demand naturally because everyone eats. And no one eats oil. No one eats a building. And if you take it back and analyze it very well, you will see that almost 90%, 70%. Are you getting the point? Yeah. So it is the first basic that everyone takes from their salary. Now, if you are able to secure that, at least you have secured almost 70% of the needs that you have. So at least everyone, even if you're not doing it commercially, at least I think it is ideal at least to grow your own food. Altogether. In commercializing agriculture, when you are coming into agriculture as a business, the principles are the same. It is just applicability that changes. This mindset of if someone is going into trading, is going maybe say to China, they will go to those people who are dealing in China, who are trading in China, see where do I get the visa, where do I get the ticket, what products are running, where do I get them from, how do I ship them, how do all those nitty-gritties before they even board a plane to go to China. How together. So that when he gets there, he gets exactly what he's going to sell. But when someone thinks of agriculture as a business, they just want to go to the farm, just want to buy land. Have land, go to the farm. But if we think about it like any other business, because the principles are the same, in any other business you need patience, you need trust, whatever it is. So we cross those qualities, those requirements, and we cross them to agriculture. I think this is one of the ways that we are going to make agriculture as a business. If we treat it like any other business, we make business plans, we make this, but most people are getting into agriculture out of excitement. This is where most of us, this is where it hits most of us. You see, someone goes to Nakasero, he finds ensawo y'obutunda eri 1.5. Say, akantu kali ku million emu n'ekitundu. Kangene ndimu obutunda. I'm getting the point, out of excitement. So he goes, he goes, buys land, gets all the seedlings and what and starts to plant. By the time he brings his own products to the marketplace, now in Saudi Kumtualata, and maybe this guy invested thinking he's going to sell at 1.5 and also maybe invested 1 million, thinking that he's going to earn 1.5. Now he's in negative of almost 500 because he worked out of excitement. But if you find a person who is doing passion fruit farming as a job, or who is doing it as a business, he knows that the maximum, no, the lowest the market can give is 500. This is the lowest, maybe in the past 2 or 3 years. The lowest, the price has gone, is say 500. So all his investments and all his plan, the way he buys seedlings, the spraying, the medicine and the what, cannot exceed 500 because this is the lowest the market can provide. And then when he gets to the market, when it is at 1.5, he celebrates.
Of course.
So he plays with the profit margin. Maybe sometimes it is low, sometimes it is high, but it doesn't go below the cost of his cost of production because he's doing it as a job. He's doing it as a business, not out of excitement. So if you're coming to agriculture, especially commercial agriculture, let's come into it as a business or as a job. Like you prepare yourself in the morning, you're going to office, you must be there at 8, you must be smartly dressed. There's also a dress code for the farm. It's not that you need to wear a suit when you're going to the farm, but there's also a dress code for the farm. So, my thinking is we should treat agriculture as any other business, not as a deal and not entering it out of excitement. Lastly, there are two types of people. There is a farmer and there is a farm owner. 95% of farm owners have failed in farming. I don't think a farmer can fail in farming because this is your only option that you have. Because there's a difference between farm owners and farmers. But there is also a farm owner who is a farmer. So, why 95% of farm owners have failed in farming? Because they don't even know what is taking place in the farm. That's why you say, even people are saying, hey, I'm very disappointed. This is not what I expected. Because it is not what you inspected. And you cannot inspect what you don't know. How can you inspect what you don't know? So you must know what to inspect, even if you're not going to be at the farm. So some people will say, so do you have to stay at the farm at all the times? No, you don't. But you need to know what is taking place. That is one. Two, you need to inspect, not just to live on the expectation side. So at the end of the day, you even monitor. You even know now, according to what has happened, because you have been inspecting, this is what I'm going to expect. But if you're not monitoring, just do a phone call. This is like mobile farming and what? At the end of the day, maybe the storm came, what came, they were supposed to spray, they did not spray. There's something that they have not done because there was no inspection. And because of that, the harvests are going to lower because of something they have not done. For you think you've sent money and it was done, so you expect this much volumes in harvest. But because it was not done, of course the harvests are lowering. So you're expecting much, yet what is coming out is low because there was no inspection.
And then they say agriculture does not work.
And then they say agriculture does not work. But I visited the Netherlands, but most of the rich people in the Netherlands are farmers because the second export agricultural country in the whole world, next to the US. But if you look at the size of their land, it is like Uganda region.
Small.
Very small. But of course, they have technology and what. It's a lot that we've not got to. But still we can use. For us, we have an advantage of land, which they don't have. That's why they're going to technologies and what, because they don't have space. So maybe I would like to give the final advice to someone who wants to get into farming. One, I think it's very important, someone to do something that they are passionate about. And I'm sure a passion can be developed, yes. But the ultimate, one of the first things is to do something you're passionate about. Why passion is very important? Because when you're entering any venture, most of us are all looking at the profit that it's going to make. One of the questions you're asking, how much they have to put, how much am I getting out, what is the difference? One of the biggest motivators is the profit that you're going to get in any venture that you're getting into. But it is very hard to get profits in the initial stage of the business. Well, everyone is telling you at least 2 to 3 years, something. So it is very hard to start with profits in the initial stage of any venture that you're getting yourself into. But what will keep the motivation? What will keep you even waking up when the profits are not there? One, it is the hope of getting profit in future, that in 2 years I will get, but also the passion you have on that thing. If you're only motivated by the profits, so in the initial years you might fail. And even when you expect to get profits in 3 years, maybe it will not come in the 3 years, and maybe from this harvest it might not come in because of the seasons and what. But because the passion is there, because the hope is there to get, you might try it once more. And now you try it the second time, and you even cover up the loss you got in the last season. Are you getting the point? So I think passion is very important for someone who wants to get into an agricultural venture, maybe even any other business. Then secondly, I think is the knowledge. At least 20 to 30% of whatever you're going to get into. Don't want to get 100%, knowing it 100%, because there's a saying also, when you get, the more knowledge you get, the chances of doing it also reduces.
Yes.
Yes. So don't wait to get whole knowledge before you start something. At least if you get some basics, you're good to go, because most of the things you're going to understand them when you're actually
on the job.
Yes, you're going to understand it on the job. But at least get into with some bit of information, at least like 20-30% the information. So knowing what you're going to do is also very important. Not only the passion or the love. However much you love something, but you don't know how it is done, of course, it's going to be very hard for you to do it. Then thirdly is actually doing it. You cannot earn from just dreaming. Yeah, because I love that thing so much. You attended all the expos and learned how it is supposed to be done. But if you don't do it, of course, how will you earn from it? So I think the actual doing it also matters. It is also very important. Even if you don't have all the information, even if you don't have all the passion or want, I think from doing, you'll earn more information, you'll understand more things, and also your passion will grow. You never know. I think then thirdly is the market. You see, like you have said, what makes now the business sense in agriculture is the market is where you take your products, and then the exchange, you get the money. That is how you get the profit. And we know how money fuels our passions and business. And So it's also very important to know the market of your product. And here in the market, I think there is something that we've not understood clearly. And maybe let me take this chance, maybe people who are listening to it might understand. I think we've not understood market when you are getting into investments, especially in agriculture. There are two things that normally confuse people who are getting into agriculture. It is market and marketplace. These two are totally different. And because we don't differentiate them, that's where it makes it very hard for us to solve the problem of market. For you to have a valuable product that is going to attract markets, or that is going to sell in the marketplace, it should have those qualities that take people to the
marketplace.
Because they are not made in the... None of those is made in Nakasero. So a quality product is made at
the farm.
Volumes of the products are made at
the farm.
You talked about what? The sustainability is made at
the farm.
All that is made at. So means if we understand the market requirements and we make it at the farm, our farms will become the marketplace. You never see big commercial farmers coming to Nakasero. No.
You go to them and actually it's called the farm gate. You buy at the gate of the farm.
But why do you buy at the farm? It's because they have the quality product, they have the volumes, they have the sustainability.
I agree.
So the market is killed at the farm and we are looking for it in the marketplace. So we should understand this if we are to create products that attract market, they should be of those reasons why people are going to the market. So as a farmer, put it in your head, am I doing something that will take me to Nakaseke to buy? Yes, so that is an aspect of market. But when people are coming to agriculture or coming to investment, they want to go to Nakaseke and see the price of the product. So
babutunda mmeka?
But kiri kyolabye kye batunda akamu ekitundu, it is not your product. It is someone else's product who prepared it to the required market standards and also timed the time well. Because we know once it is raining,
yes.
it's going to flood, everyone will plant.
Yes.
That person has that in mind, so he will do it in rain, in the dry season, and he irrigates so that he attains that market. He knows that this time a sack of passion fruit will be at this much because he knows the market trends. So when he goes back, he will do following the market trend, and by the time he brings his product to the market, it will meet the market requirements because he has done the market requirements from the farm. But you, when you want to invest into farming, you're going to the market to see someone else's product and the price. Not even going there to know how is it required, when can I make this, when can I. So you go there to get the market requirement so that you come work backwards towards it. So when people are doing research on market when they are starting their ventures, this is where we lose it. We go to the market to see the price of other people's product, and we don't go into details to understand how did they bring that product to attract that kind of price.
Wow.
So what I'm saying, this is the fourth point.
Yes.
So you must be very careful when doing market research, not be taken by the society. Someone goes there to see the price out of excitement, he comes. This is what I talked about initially when you were starting. Yes. And I think lastly, if you want to do business into agriculture, you have to do it big. Yes. Lastly is to do it big. So
as much as possible.
As much as possible. So with these 5 points, I think someone who is entering into agriculture, if you follow them very well, I'm sure you'll have a successful venture in agriculture.
I like it. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Hajji.
Yeah.
I have really learned a lot about this.
Let's hope also our audience will learn something.
Yes, of course. I want to wish you success, continued growth, prosperity in everything that you're doing. I can really see why you were very highly recommended to come on the show. And once again, thank you for coming and wish you well.
Thank you so much.